shall listen to. None of my ancestors do. Bless it up, be the wrecking crew. By young Jerry like Tekken do. It's like more for us, I mean more for us. Hate to say, but they trolling us. People don't see things the way they are. Word to air jazz, the binary strong.
Welcome everyone to the September Art Bite. This is brought to you by the Alaska Arts Education Consortium. My name is Katie Ritter and I'm one of the board members and for the Southeast region. I'd like to start our meeting with a land acknowledgement. And the purpose of this is it's a formal statement that recognizes and respects Indigenous peoples as traditional stewards of this land and the enduring relationship that exists between Indigenous peoples and their traditional territories. I would like to acknowledge that I reside and work on the unceded territories of the Ak and Taku Kwan and is in what is now known as Juneau. I invite you to put a land acknowledgement in the chat for the land that you currently reside on. So I'd like to introduce our presenters today. TJ Manor Kramer is a hip hop artist and producer and songwriter and teacher. TJ taught second grade for 6 years in Juneau. And during that time, he also taught in the JAM program, sharing his love for and knowledge of the songwriting process, which he's now able to do full-time as an independent contracted artist in the school. TJ's first songwriting student was Arius, or Air Jazz Hoyle. Arius is a promising young and upcoming hip hop artist whose brilliance is unwavering and extremely inspiring. Arius, since a young age, has had the utmost respect and love for his Tlingit culture, and it is prevalent throughout his music. Though Arius is in Seattle, Washington, going to school for music production, and TJ is in Columbia, Missouri, they still get together to teach songwriting lessons to both kids as well as educators. Welcome, TJ and Arius.
Cheers. Thank you. So yeah, I'm in Missouri now. I was trying to think. I was trying to research actually some land acknowledgement. I do know my wife is Seneca Cayuga, and that her tribe is in Miami, Oklahoma. Spelled Miami, but pronounced Miami, Oklahoma. It's definitely not what they call it there as far as Seneca Cayuga people, but so I do know that's nearby and we go there often, but I need to study up on some things here because I do miss Alaska very much. Yeah, so Arius is in Seattle. I'm here and I'm glad we get to do this with you. So one thing I've loved about Arius is he's not only taught me he's what it is to be dedicated. He's one of the most dedicated people I know with his work ethic, and he always has been, but he's also brought the cultural aspect at a very young age into his art. And I think it's amazing. So and then with me being a teacher, I don't know how most of you, I'm assuming, are teachers. So what I thought's always been cool and mixing in songwriting is growing up, I always struggled reading and writing. Right now, even with public speaking, sometimes I might do this and things like that, but when I write music, doesn't happen. When I know what I'm going to perform, doesn't happen. And I've met so many kids that way who you will think they might be struggling in reading, but then we play these rhyming games and do songwriting activities, and they're brilliant and they can put words together like you've never imagined. And they might struggle with reading and writing. So I think this reaches a bigger area of kiddos. So I think it's really important to do this, and especially with hip hop being the biggest genre in music and culture and fashion and everything. And it's going to speak to kids. And I love that hip hop can branch out to many different cultures. Hip hop is more than just one. And so I love the whole aspect about it. And I think it really reaches a lot more youth. So first I can show you a couple things, some things that Arius and I have worked on and produced. And then we're going to just play a couple rhyming games and tell you what we do with those. And then I will leave contact information and tell you how you can get a hold of me for like next steps as far as what we do, because the rhyming game we do today is going to be fairly simple for you to be able to go and play with your students too. There's a couple of them, but yeah, I think it's really beneficial and hopefully you will enjoy them. So Arius, do you want to play Generations and then play Arius? So Arius also raps in his Clink language. So the first one, Generations, we did together, and there's a little piece of that at the end, but it's about generations and branching all everything I was just talking about basically. And then his song after that, we're just going to play too, is pretty much completely in Tlingit. So go ahead, Arius.
Much appreciated, Mr. Manor. Yes, everything he mentioned there. I'm going to show you guys 2 music videos that him and I have done. One I did solo, one I did alongside him, and you'll hear my Tlingit portion toward the end of the song him and I did titled Generations, where I communicate with my great grandmother, who was a fluent Tlingit speaker. And much appreciation to Manor for being, you know, with the vibes and with the youth that are residing on the Juneau lands. That's super flattering.
Talk about that skin tone that they'll listen to. Talking about like all of us, we come from a different place. So weird how some people have a skin tone that they feel that they listen to. Right? Yeah. Let's go. The skin tone that they'll listen to. None of my ancestors do. Blessed up, be the wrecking crew. By young period like Tekken do. It's like more for us, I mean more for us. Hate to say, but they trolling us. People don't see things the way they are. Word to air, jazz, the binary star. Same system, all institutions. 4 walls close, we might get the solution. Passing it down, and it's a confusion. Genetic mutation, like it's an illusion. But it ain't, wish they all knew that. Cut the hate, and it all blew back. Forget the plate, they just want the cool snack. And it's hard to relate, but I'm from the root back. Lungs connected, more ways than one. Part of the moon, and I'm part of the sun. We the same blood with the heart of the sun. Quantum system, like particle sum. Add it all up, let it all come back. Feel that love, let us all run that. Let's go. Boy, lost again, it's that decision. You know it's forever love, peace, and happiness. Hey, yeah, and what a mess. Hey, yeah, this happiness. Hey, yeah, it's such a mess. Hey, yeah. Generations. Yeah,
generations keep on going and going. Yeah, they keep on going and going. Round and round, roundabout, this is what it's all about. Shout out to Manor, here's our banner. Ask ancestors to accept our accomplishments. The last airbenders losing breath out of oxygen. Element of surprise, never been super wise. Represent the group of guys' confidence. Adrenaline, the Muller rise, and it doesn't blue the lights to without fighting these boxing jits. Northwest got best family, blessed therapy, dexterity. No more wait till next year, Rebbe. Go for a newborn legacy. Spirit getting found, to the spirit to the ground, to the echo coast. So you hear another sound like it's screaming from our background. Skyward bound, I will climb the highest mountain and shine our crown. Beautiful adorned face, these are the lucky gods I got dealt in my deck. If you would fall with your ace, well then it must be hard. You got an element back. Even if my spirit lives and it's a myth, and I never see my people again. Evil within the sea full of sin, so we will begin to believe all our friends the end.
Hey, yeah, and what a mess. Hey, yeah, this happiness. Hey, yeah, it's such a mess. Hey, yeah. Generations.
I claim Gunnar Chish Afik Kachku up. Yak e Satini, Yak etsitai. Wasa ituati, Wasa iati. Ach tu sagu. Gunnar Chish Hati Gudi. Kunach yak e yat akhwat qaini. Hashuka, Afik Has, Gusawe Afik. Suya Yakwasatin.
Hey, yeah, and what a mess. Hey, yeah, this happiness. Hey, yeah, it's such a mess. Hey, yeah. Generations.
Generations, generations, generations.
There we have that one right there. Absolutely. And then from there, we have Dreamcatcher, my solo song, which is primarily in the language of Tlingit.
You will be my dream catcher. You will be my dream catcher. Spirit loud of the scream at you. You will be my dream catcher. No more nightmares, cause I'm right here, my dear. Hashaguni hashuatka hashagenya. Wasadu wasal kuske kwani khena. Gunal jisha kayena teacher well. Ha yakwa heyagu ya adwune. Dana hatu wasigu ayana khawata. Do ya hayi de gankudu it yatawaha. Kasayai hin khatin plashwasa. Plashwasa. Wa ekua. Yeah. You will be my dream catcher. Spirit loud, it'll scream at you. Hear it now, let us recapture. Energy till we reach rapture. You will be my dream catcher. Spirit loud, it'll scream at you. Hear it now, let us recapture. Energy till we reach rapture. Lift off this transparent planet, zooted, zooming through this cosmos. I'm Sandman, the superhuman, Wizard of Oz ghost. It's all a dream. It's all a dream. Would fall asleep, yet all I'd see is dark decease. So swallow these and follow me. Day and night, staying lights out in peace. Cause no more nightmares. Cause I'm right here. Call me your sightseer, my dear. Hashaguni hashuatka hashagenya. Wasadu wasakuske kwani khena. Gunal jisha kayena teacher well. Ha yakwa heyagu ya adwune. Dana hatu wasigu ayana khawata. Do ya hayi de gankudu it yatawaha. Kasayai hin khatin plashwasa. Plashwasa. Wa ekua. You will be my dream catcher.
There we have it. There we have it. Gunashish to cut you on. Tuwusagu kunach. Gunashish, Mr. Manor.
Sheesh. And that's what I'm talking about. So because he's been able to do this, he's able to speak his truth, and nothing can be more important in this, and especially with a lot of the students in Alaska, it's important. And it's important that they see people that look like them and doing what they're doing. And so it's just beautiful to me, and I wanted to share that because it's the confidence that Arius has. And I do know when you try to hide your culture, it's very disheartening. And I know that being Middle Eastern too at the same point. And it just, when you're not able to share your culture and you're really who you are, that's why suicide rates are so high. That's why alcoholism is so high. And that's why that song is just beautiful to me. And so I think that's super important. And that's why what this work we do, I feel like is extremely important. And that's why I think bringing hip hop into school is amazing. And so the game, what we're gonna do now is kind of fun. It's a little rhyming game. And what we're gonna do is Arius is gonna come up with a Tlingit phrase, or actually just words to start it easy off, a little bit easier. Just words, and then I'll rhyme it in English, and we'll do a game back and forth, and then we can work our way up to phrases. But before you even do any of this with students, a fun game to do, I don't know if any of you heard of Get Out of My Wagon. It's a rhyming game. So it'll have you just put 3 words into a wagon or a little box. I've renamed it Get Out of My Mic Booth. So I built a little mic booth in my classroom in my songwriting room just to start to teach rhyming games. And I put 3 words in there, and you pick the 3 words out and which one doesn't belong, which word doesn't rhyme. So you might have cat, sat, and bass. And then so which Get Out of My Mic Booth, which one should be out. So that's a easier game to start off before we start doing this game, but just to start off with your kiddos in that way. But then moving up to this, we can do this simple game. And there's tons that I like to do with not just rhyming, but other songwriting stuff that we can do at a later date, or I can leave my information and can share videos and things that we've done of that nature. But yeah, so Arius, let's start this one.
Yeah. And you want me to do an English phrase first or a Tlingit phrase first?
Yeah, do it. We'll do an English phrase, and then I'll do it I'll rhyme it in English, and then we'll work our way up to the Tlingit phrases.
Excellent. Cool. All right. Manor is the greatest guy.
And so we could just take this phrase, Manor is the greatest guy, and I can rhyme. I'll just start it simple and I'll just rhyme with guy at the end. But this is another way at the end, you're going to see how it also teaches how to count syllables and how to add a whole bunch of other things into this too. So Manor is the greatest guy. Arius is also fly.
Yeah.
And then let's do a multi. Let's show them what that is after. And then we'll work our way up to Tlingit, and then they can play too.
Nice. Excellent. Yeah. Cool. You should join the Manor clan.
You should join the Manor clan. So we counted out, you should join the Manor clan. So we have 7 syllables. And Arius is really good with this though. He tries to rhyme every single syllable. So you should join the Manor clan. Do you see? I'm not gonna do that one. You should. I'll just do the last 3 syllables.
Yeah, that's good too.
You are no, you don't. You guys don't know what that is. Okay, you should join the Manor clan. You will have a banner fan. So you have Manor clan, banner fan. All 3 syllables rhyme. So it's called a multisyllabic rhyme, multi-syllable rhyme. So when you teach not just rhyming, you can also teach the syllables parts.
Yes. And one that I'll bring up just out of fun, because I think this will be another fun one, is what's called an internal rhyme. An internal rhyme is when you have one word that rhymes at the end, but before you get to that word at the end, you have 2 words in the second line that rhyme too. So I'll give an example of that. I'm drinking soda really fast. I walk, I talk, I got to blast. So the fast and blast rhyme. And prior to that, we have talk and walk, which comes before that last rhyming word. That's called internal rhyming. And that's another creative use for those who do songwriting.
Yep, we get to be big nerds with this. We'll text each other all days back and forth sometimes. And plays on words and stuff like that. Super fun. But let's try some Tlingit phrases, and I'll rhyme in English.
Yeah. Ow de gone.
Ow de gone. How the gone. Now the song. Drop the bomb.
Yeah. Kunach ya ke.
Kunak ya ke. Kunak ya ke. Let's see if I can do each one. You luck of day.
You know what to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you love your claw?
Do you love your claw? Do you love your claw? What does that mean? Because I want to try to.
Yeah, it means mom.
Okay, because I want to try to make it make sense with that. I don't want to say something in English that's
Mhm. Yeah, totally. I probably should have told that. Right?
so what was it again?
Do you love your claw?
Do you love your claw? Do you love your claw? Like a dove you saw,
Mm-hmm.
pure with heart, no flaws.
The word for your ma.
There it is.
Mhm.
Just-
Yeah.
Does anybody want to rhyme with Arius again? Or he'll do a Tlingit word and you guys can say a rhyme. Try one, Arius.
Yeah, let's go right ahead. So I'll do one by myself, and then one of you can just jump right in if you're ready to hear a Tlingit word to rhyme after. So, wasa kua ti, kua ke, cool with me. Wasa id wasak, yao dune, that rock. Yake sutat, whether you like it or not.
And so with the kids, you could just start like, just do one Tlingit word,
Yeah, I'll give
right?
them.
Like, so
Mhm.
just Gunich Chish, and then just have them find one word that rhymes with that.
Yeah,
After maybe the game with get out of my mic booth. So you could set this up with 3-4 days and teach not only just simple rhymes, but throw in the syllable stuff and then you'll see they'll catch on pretty fast. When we did this with fourth graders, they were for like an hour after this, they were just thinking of rhymes all day. And it's almost like technology with them, how they pick it up so quick. The music they listen to, everything, they really do. They pick it up quick.
hmm
Yeah.
yeah. And to add on to that, because we know that Tlingit and English, sometimes their sounds can be a little different to where they can't perfectly rhyme with one another. That's a perk I'll give you guys, is that you don't have to make a perfect rhyming word. The main importance is the vowel sound. For example, sounds like ape and plate and steak, they're not perfect rhymes because they don't have exact matching letters in it, but that vowel sound, that A, is what makes it rhyme. So when I say a Tlingit word, such as kunach, you can't use very easily in English, but you can use words that are similar, like kunach, I got lots of luck.
And then luck can turn into enough and
Mhm.
and bluff and blush and all of those can mix in
turn
slant
up.
rhyme.
Mhm. Yeah, that's the word for it. A slant rhyme is when the vowel sound of each word matches, but they're not perfectly rhyming words. But that's still a useful tool because songwriters will want to use that for when they take a little too long to find that rhyming word. As long as it makes sense when you rhyme the two lines, it can still work that way.
And another thing that songwriting and rhyming, once you get into rhyming, you start to hit similes and metaphors and you start to really get into the wordplay of things. Just after simple rhymes, it almost comes naturally. So just teaching songwriting touches on so many parts of literacy. I know we're only doing rhyming. Yeah, exactly. Slant language, exactly. Slant rhymes. But I know we're only doing rhyming today, but different parts of songwriting has. So for example, when Arius was talking about up, going up, my mind is thinking of, okay, so what would my brain do with up? Balloons on your house like Up, like the movie Up. And I'm trying to think of like different wordplay I could do with that. And I didn't even like reading or writing growing up. So that's why I just think all of these, and now I love it just so I can do things like that. That's why I think all of this is so important.
Absolutely. Yeah, that'd probably be the next step once you get the rhyming down, is try to get figurative and playful with the words you use. You could take any word that you know has a synonym like bat, you know, because there's a bat for baseball, there's a bat the animal. You could be like flying round, and you know I got that. This is my sport. It's fly as that bat. And you'll be thinking of a baseball bat, like it's swinging and you're flying with it, and then a flying bat that you'd see in the sky. That's definitely the next playful part to when you get into rhyming and writing things down. It's really
Yep.
fun.
Yep. This world is sewn, torn up, it never rests, constantly stitched up. No wonder I seem stressed.
Mm-hmm.
But then, so, and what I did with these kids too last year is when we would do, I did this rhyming game with Arius with the fourth graders, and then after he left, the next day for the next week, we would do these, and it would just be one phrase. Maybe I'd have two kids go in a group of two and do it, count 8 syllables, and they were in fourth grade, so they were a little bit more advanced than some of the first, second graders we were working with. So I would say count 8 to 10 syllables. Try to do one line, and we'd give them a Tlingit phrase. So they'd have their Tlingit phrase, and then they'd rhyme the next line, just 8 syllables. They'd have 2 lines. The Tlingit phrase I gave them that I got from Arius, and then their line. And so if it was a group of 8 kids, or 16 kids, 8 groups of 2, they turned in their sheet, and I put all those together, and it was a full verse. It was 16 bars. So it was 16 lines that they gave me, and we made a whole verse over it. And so can end up writing songs piece by piece like that with the kids too. If they can get up to just 8 syllable lines, you put it together, you have a whole project. And we recorded it in the classroom. And I know it sounds like, oh, I can't just record things, but actually with technology, it's fairly easy right now. And can set up a whole little song, and it's pretty cool. And they wrote that, and at first they were really shy, like, I don't want to do poetry, I don't want to do this. When they heard their voice over that though, some of the songs we were record, the amazement that they like out of their face it's pretty cool. And then a few of them start trying to write songs after that, come up to me and say, will you listen to this, I've got this. And it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's super amazing because these youngins, the best part about them is that they're so charismatic and enthusiastic once they pick up something that they get better at, something that is fun to do with their teachers here, that they start to go above and beyond and start to try and do their best to impress the teacher who even showed this to them. They're like, oh, I can master this. You'd be surprised at where my mind's going with these tools that you showed me. Because at some point, you know, they might even just start picking up on Tlingit or any other indigenous language from people they know, and then they'll just be jotting down rhyming words as soon as they hear it. It could be as simple as speaking Tlingit Yucha Tungi. I'm eating rhymes and I'm hungry. Yeah, like they'll just start going in rapid fire because these kids, they find a passion in making these rhymes. And next thing you know, they're making whole on songs and singles out of all these words they put together.
And I also got to learn my students a lot through this, because they would put bits and pieces of their life in there. And it got super personal at times, which was pretty powerful. And also some information I needed to hear sometimes. So you could get a lot out of them, and they feel comfortable sharing themselves through art like this. Arius, do you want to say a couple and see if they want to come up with some rhymes?
Oh yeah, just some Tlingit words?
Yeah, just say, a Tlingit word and see if somebody wants to come up with a rhyme with it.
Yeah, sounds good. Cool. My Tlingit name is Yaudune.
That is pretty hard to say.
There,
Yeah, hard to say, Yaudune.
Glad to meet you today.
Yeah. My brother's name is Na Shock.
I'm not shocked.
Pops off like pop rock.
Got rock nonstop.
Yeah. I have a slita.
You'd better not litter.
Ooh, I like that one.
Ooh, that was
like
some
that
word
one.
bending, my guy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that one.
I like that too. That was great.
Arius, do you have any? We can keep doing this. Like, honestly, because the fourth graders, they would just bounce off rhymes for so much longer. We put out like 30 minutes for this part. And
Yeah.
do you have any other songs that you could share that you've done anything yet?
Sure. I could probably share with them my song Courage, which is entirely in Tlingit.
Yeah.
Dreamcatcher was mostly in Tlingit and had an English section. My
Mhm.
song Courage, it's pretty short, but the entire song is just Tlingit Yukatangi.
You want to share that one?
Yeah, and luckily it'll be easier to follow along because it's a slower, more easygoing song. There's not a whole lot of rhythm to it. So you'll be able to catch the sound of it and the rhyming a little easier.
Cool.
Before you move on to that, there was a question that was sent accidentally just to me.
Oh yeah.
It was asking about suggestions for background music to do rhymes to.
Oh, fun.
Ooh.
Fun. Yeah. So there's multiple. You can look up just hip hop instrumentals, but also I can email out. I've got a playlist of stuff that Arius has done, myself, my buddy Josh, and that I have just a classroom playlist. And I can definitely email that out over 75 instrumentals to everybody here. And super fun to do that. And that's pretty advanced. I like that you're thinking of already doing something over a backbeat. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, bro.
I like that. And then, yeah, because if you do write them in an 8-syllable to 10-syllable form and you have your lines that are all the same, you could essentially do that over any beat. And that's pretty cool. But yeah, I can definitely email that out to everybody. If I could get can I get the list of everybody that was in here?
Yep.
Okay. Sweet. Then I'll email that out to everybody. That sounds fun. That's awesome.
We could think about putting people in breakout rooms, like three or four people together and have them come up with something.
That would be super cool. Because yeah, we do have about 20 minutes. So yeah,
Yeah.
that would be great. You want to show that song and then see if we can come up with something?
Sure. Sounds good. Let's make it happen.
ja du ne Trash was a coup Das sei it to was a coup They na gu ask it to
Hashika, what it's to.
Cut your knee I can't even speak fluently
Ishan, Ikuwaya Khan.
Was I is the wasab
Yaldene, Ayachan.
Trash was a coup Linkish du hast du
Wasash, Tidinu.
Ach du wusse gu Gunash chisha kay isa ari Very sorry
Linke you Khatangi, Wuch in, let's see. Yake, it's a kini, Dekina, Handige Dina, Jin, Taka, Yaha, Dushu, Akatagu, Akshahabu, Hatsu, Wasaku, Kunakawu, Gunash Chish, Adu.
Ya at une, ya dune, ya da kse. Ya at une, ya at une, ya dune, ya da kse. Ya at une, ya at une, ya dune, ya da kse. Ya at une, ya at une, ya dune, ya da kse.
Aya, ani aya, Oscar to Huti, Tante Kehini, Ach ani aya, ani aya, the cut you on to ani.
There we are.
What do you guys do with when you work in older classes?
Oh, I was just gonna answer. I saw a question about a younger one, and then
Oh.
so the younger one, that get out of my wagon game that I was explaining is the best. I think with the younger ones, just having any type of hat or box and pulling 3 to 5 words out, having all of them rhyme but one, and just which one doesn't, and very simple, like words like cat, CVC words, things like that. And then with that you said with the older kids, we actually, like, so I've worked with one-on-one kids. I have a bunch of students with videos that if I could show all night would be fun, but I can't. But what I'll do is I'll sit down with them and we'll actually write full songs together, record them, do the full video. But so we'll go over the whole songwriting process as far as what I do, and then what I'll bring in other songwriters and what they do, and then we'll write full verses together. So I start off with the brainstorming process and what we want to write about, and we'll put the whole list on the board, and then we'll break it down and pick one line that we'll build off of for the chorus, and then one line that we'll build off for the verse, and then it's a lot of improvising because you take it where they're gonna go, and it's kind of the work they put in. But there's been some that are pretty cool. We've had some pretty cool songs. This little girl, Callie, she went by K-Ray. She has a pretty amazing video out there about anxiety. And then these little girls lost in Destiny Squad. One of them was actually in the video. Arius just played. They did a song called Lost in the Woods about going off to middle school. Then last year at Riverbend, the 5th graders did a song completely about how, like, the whole pandemic basically, and how going off to middle school is going to be a little strange because of it, but also that they were ready. And so yeah, we try to actually not just talk about it and talk about the whole concept, but actually show it to them and know that there isn't just one way to do it. And it really is abstract in a way. So
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. And that's what's really cool and useful about Mr. Manor here, is that at Riverbend, there's pretty much full accessibility. They have the studio equipment there. We have our good friend Josh Laboca, who will take them into the professional studio and record them when they have an actual song prepared, when they have pretty much what it takes and the song wholly finished. And it's thanks to a lot of what Manor's program does here that a lot of these kids have legitimate original work that each of them do. They do it together, they do them solo, they have Manor join them on a cover song. Like, there's a whole variety of songwriting that these kids do that's pretty incredible. So big shout outs to Riverbend, Mr. Manor over here. Absolutely.
Well, we do have 15 minutes. Actually, will you pull up that anxiety song and then we'll do breakout groups for the last 10? And what I would like to do is we'll do breakout groups. How many is there? There's 4, 8, 12. So about 12 of you. We'll do breakout groups with maybe 3 in each. And if you come up with 2 lines, I could even put them together and record them later and send it out. And that would be fun. But Arius, will you look up on my YouTube the Cali song, K-Ray? Just go to my videos.
Yeah, I can do that.
Anxiety.
Yeah, absolutely. So that way they can also get a feel for one.
Yeah. So this is a solo student. She was in 4th grade at the time. And we wrote this song together. All her ideas, all her thoughts. I just helped her piece it together a little bit. And we did a music video for it. And pretty powerful stuff about just the way she feels about anxiety. So.
Breeze, a bolt, my heart's beating fast. Alone in the darkness, fear sweeping past. Hide behind a mask, never knowing what's inside. Makes me feel anxious, cramping up my inside. I think about my loved ones, lose my family. At night it's dark, and in winter it's scary. Sometimes it's dreams, and sometimes it shakes. Lost in the shadow, what's real, what's fake. Covered in the blankets, it's hard to breathe. Unseen and safe, there's a darkness need. Small spaces, to feel protected, not open, visible, vulnerable, and disconnected. Don't wanna put it out there, it's hard for me. Seeing me when I worry, it's a scary part for me. I'm blinking eyes, they're all staring at me. Chest pressing inside, look. I know it's not real, it's gonna be okay. I'm in high alert, but it's gonna be okay. I'm in charge of myself, but it's gonna be okay. Breathe, 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 yeah, it's gonna be okay. Support, I'm protected in the crowd, with understanding comes healing, so things aren't so loud. Talk about it, help yourself understand why. It's in my head, get it out, I'm not alive. Facing the darkness can calm your heart. Emotions shift to move away from the dark. I know it's not real, it's just what on my mind. Think prefrontal cortex till it's time. I try to face my fears, we all know it's hard. We're all braver than we think, so go far. Motivated to help others get through it. Step out for my family, for them, that's why I do it. For my grandparents, my cousins, mom, dad, brother. Face fears, take care of others. Embrace your worries, to trust it's okay. Worries keep you safe, you're in your safe place. I know it's not real, it's gonna be okay. I'm in high alert, but it's gonna be okay. I'm in charge of myself, but it's gonna be okay. Breathe, 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 yeah, it's gonna be okay. I know it's not real, it's gonna be okay. I'm in high alert, but it's gonna be okay. I'm in charge of myself, but it's gonna be okay. Breathe, 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 yeah, it's gonna be okay.
Goodness, geez. And that's just another example of what our kids are going through and how they can get it out in that way. And what they did actually in their class after this, and I've done this with a lot of songs, in their class, they did a reader's theater with the lyrics. So you can really break them down line by line. And when we recorded it, because it was she couldn't piece it together like that. We really just record it line by line too. And then people are always like, why is she talking about prefrontal cortex? So there's a video that she would watch in school, and it talked about this thing called whittle in her mind that would just get going and going. And so this is just from a video that she learned. And so when we were taking notes about the song we wanted to write about, we literally just took notes about, okay, anxiety, and this video I watched, it's about this thing called whittle. So we just wrote down notes, just one word, and then you go back and you just piece it all together. It's like a puzzle. But so yeah, for the last 10 minutes, or if Arius, you want to give like 3 Tlingit words, and then they could come up with 2 lines rhyming with that Tlingit word, and then I could put something together after the class and send it out. That'd be fun.
Yeah, totally. So I guess maybe once we have an idea for the three groups, I can just give three Tlingit words, make sure you got the correct pronunciation down overall, so that way you know what to rhyme with it.
Mm-hmm. And just
So-
one line to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So would it be helpful if after I say them, I type each one in the chat?
Yeah.
Cool. So first word will be hot. Hot. Mm-hmm. Second word will be seek. Seek. And then the third word will be hoots. Hoots. And these are the names of three distinct animals. And I will put down what each of them are. There we are. Hot, seek, hoots.
And so if each group, so one group would think of a line that rhymes with hot. So it'd be two lines. So like, I don't want to give it away because then you could get one. But I know with salmon, something gets caught, hint, hint. But then we could, yeah, so three lines. And then, so it'd be two lines each, one with the caught and then rhyming at that one. And then one with seek and then a line to rhyme with that one. And then one with hoots, and then rhyme with that one. So two lines each for each group. First line ending in the rhyming, each line ending in the rhyming word, but you have one word to rhyme off of. And so that would be 6 bars in the end. And I'm going to put something together after and send it out to you with all the instrumentals that I promised.
So should we just do 4 random breakout groups?
Or 3, right?
3? Oh,
Yeah.
3? 3.
Yeah.
3 random. And if you two end up in the same group, move.
That's right.
So, did everybody come up with some lines to send me? Sweet. So you want, maybe we only have like a minute, so maybe just say them, and if you could put them in the chat, can you save the chat, Katie, and send me the chat?
And this is not going to shut down on you. We can go over a few minutes if we need to.
Okay,
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah.
I don't know how to save the chat, so hopefully Barb's got my back.
I can write them down as they come. So we'll just go through them. Arius, what'd your group come up with?
Yeah. Me and the couple people I was with, it was Katie and Sarah. We got some good stuff. It
Sweet.
was I caught a hot, put it in a pot. I take a peek. I see a seek. When we see a hoots, it's time to scoots.
Perfect.
Thank you, Katie. A lot of great
Thanks,
ideas.
Arius.
I'm gonna have fun with this. We're gonna put something together, Arius. A whole song and send them with their instrumentals within a couple days.
Yes, sir. Bring the beats.
All right, what's another group? Anybody else come up with something?
Yeah, we had something, misunderstood the instructions. I thought it was like group 1 had the word hot, group 2 had the word seek, group 3 had the word hoot. So it was a little
Okay.
confused there, but we came up
That's
with
okay.
something for hot.
Yeah, perfect. What is it?
My claw sent me out for hot, ye cod, and we fought for the fishing spot.
Hey.
That's amazing. All right, so I got my
G.
claw sent me out for caught, and then what's next?
Ye cod, and we fought for the fishing spot.
Lovely.
Note the internal rhymes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kunach. The internal rhymes are kunach.
That's really good. That's really good. I love it. All right, was there another group besides mine? there one more? All right, well, that'll work. We're gonna come up with something with all of this. This is good. That was fun. Well, I think that's it, but Guna Sheesh for everybody coming. I know like it's a lot of times we build with where people go, and it started to cook up there, and I really appreciate it. And this part now is really fun, and I will send something out to everybody. I will, like I said, this is what I'm doing now. So I'm going into the schools here in Missouri and teaching songwriting and things like that. So, but I would love to do more of these. I've only done a couple, so I will get better. They will be more organized, and so I'm willing to do anything, but you can have my information, and I can reach out to me anytime. I love teaching. I miss it. I can Zoom into classes and whatever you need, I'm available. It was fun. Arius?
Yes, I claim Gunnar Chish to cut you on. Much appreciated, Barbara. Much appreciated, Mr. Manor, for bringing me on to join these amazing people and coming up with what will be put to the youth to rhyme and become the new Dr. Seuss of the tribe. It's all great stuff coming in. So thank you so much, y'all. This is amazing.
Gunnar Sheesh, Arius Gunnar Sheesh, TJ Manor. I have a few AAEC blurby words to say before we go. I just put in the chat a feedback form. We really appreciate if you could take a few minutes to fill that out. It really helps us plan for future Art Bites. A recording of today's Art Bite will be sent to all of those who have registered for this Art Bite. And just a quick thing about Art Bites are monthly hour-long arts integration professional development workshops designed to support Alaska's teachers to integrate arts across their curriculums. Each month during the school year, so starting September throughout the school year, we strive to bring diverse topics, techniques, mediums taught by Alaska's own educators to your very own classroom through distance delivery. Stay tuned on the AAC newsletter about next month's Art Bite with Jennifer Cameron. And info about Art Bites is sent out to AAEC member districts and folks on the mailing list. If you aren't on the mailing list and you would like to be, you can go to akartsed.org. I can put that in the chat also, and click join now. You can also find out about AAEC events on Facebook and Instagram. And there's also information on there about summer institutes and workshops and other arts opportunities. So again, I'll put that in the chat. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you again to Manor and Arius. We are so happy that you could join us today and teach us.
Thank you. It was fun.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, Katie.
See ya.
Gunnar Sheesh.
Miss
Have a good
Cheesh.
evening.
Suye Kwasatin.
The skin tone they'll listen to. None of my ancestors do. Bless it up, be the wrecking crew. I am fury like Tekken dudes. Like both of us, I mean more for us. Hate to say, but they trolling us. People don't see things the way they are. Word to air jazz binary.